Good day, I am William Theo, and this is PTV News Now. Over 20,000 job opportunities were offered to Filipinos as a result of the foreign trips of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. The Department of Trade and Industry said around 7,100 job opportunities were generated from Indonesia, 14,932 from Singapore, 98,000 job opportunities from New York, 5,500 from Thailand, 6,480 from Belgium, and 730 from the Netherlands, all of them in 2022. Meanwhile, in 2023, 32,722 job opportunities in China were made available, 24,000 from Japan, over 6,000 from Washington, D.C., and more than 8,000 from Malaysia, among others. Processed investments, on the other hand, hit 4.019 trillion, with 294 billion worth actualized. Meanwhile, Ukraine struck a large Russian landing warship in Crimea with cruise missiles in an overnight attack that killed at least one person and could hinder any Russian attempt to seize more Ukrainian territory along the Black Sea coast. Ukrainian forces struck a Russian naval landing ship in Crimea on Tuesday, inflicting another blow to Russia's Black Sea fleet. The Ukrainian Air Force said it used cruise missiles and claimed the attack destroyed the Novocherkassk. Yuri Inat, spokesperson of Ukraine's Air Force's command, told VOA the Ukrainian military had information about the ship's location and cargo, as well as Russian air defenses protecting the region. In other news, a future moon base is central to the vision of the U.S. space agency NASA, which hopes to return humans to the moon within 2 years. It's part of an international program called Artemis. As Mike O'Sullivan reports, it's a future that Hollywood has envisioned.
Living on the moon, as imagined in the 1953 film Project Moonbase, in a future in space of discovery and excitement. Or just plain fun, like these youngsters playing baseball on the moon in a scene from the recent Disney film Crater. Lunar life may soon be real, thanks to the Artemis program, which launched the uncrewed Artemis 1 mission around the moon in November 2022. Artemis will send 4 astronauts on a lunar flyby next November with Artemis 2, and is slated to return humans to the moon with Artemis 3 no earlier than 2025. Artemis will also create a space station in lunar orbit called Gateway, an outpost for future missions to the moon and a staging point for future deep space exploration. 2 major modules should be in place by late 2025. The project adheres to the Artemis Accords, a non-binding agreement between the United States and, as of December 2023, 32 other countries. The accords call for peaceful exploration, mutual assistance, and sharing scientific data from space.
Got India signed this year. We have very small countries, Luxembourg, for example, Singapore, and we've got African countries. Angola is the most recent signatory, Rwanda.
Other signatories include Japan, Canada, and 13 European nations, but not Russia or China. A Russian official called the NASA-led agreement too U.S.-centric. The 2 countries plan to build their own joint lunar research station. Artemis relies on commercial partners, an important precedent, says the head of a company that built the fuel tank for an upcoming support mission.
Because you want to be able, for example, to have tourists. All right, well, tourists are going to have to be in a hotel. Well, I got to build a hotel. Right? Now, can I do all of this? Does all of this make sense? And the answer is, I do believe it does.
He says we have the technology and that lunar resources include frozen water and helium-3, which scientists say could fast-track energy production when practical fusion reactors are developed. Analysts say NASA works well with private partners.
The U.S. in particular has been pretty supportive of encouraging companies and other countries to use resources on the moon and develop the capability to do that. part of the idea there is that helps to make space travel more sustainable, helps to develop these new technologies and move those things forward.
Do the movies get it right? A permanent base or bases won't be built until at least the 2030s. But scientists say some Hollywood images may become reality as the Artemis program puts the pieces in place for a human return to the moon and beyond. Mike O'Sullivan, VOA News, Los Angeles.
After circumnavigating the moon and beyond.
This is William Theo. Stay informed, be aware, get ahead, get the news right here.